Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's continue our Road to 1500 series. This is the next game I'll be playing. So let's get started. Okay, playing 10 minutes and 5 seconds increment time control. So let's start the game. Last game we had lost. So let's try to focus in this game. Okay, in this game I have got the white pieces. So let's start. My opponent is a 1086. Okay, he aborted the game. We have to start another game. Oh no, he didn't. Sorry. D5, let's play knight f3, knight f6, bishop f4, knight c6, e3. E3 gives him this knight b4, but that wouldn't be problematic right now. Bishop f5, c3. We are playing the London system. So let's see, he has played e6, to knight bd2. But first, I think we should develop our bishop over to this square. Let's see. If bishop captures, queen captures back. Knight h5, bishop g3, or even we can leave the bishop over here. Now let's develop our knight, knight bd2. He has played long castles, and let's see if we want to castle over to this side. Yeah, we can do that. Let's castle over this side. Now you can see that we are having opposite castle kings. Whenever the kings are castled on the opposite direction, the game becomes more aggressive as compared to kings becoming castled on the same direction, on the same side. He has played h6, h6, g5, then bishop g3. Let's see what we can do. What if we start a pawn storm on this side of the board? Let's start a pawn storm. Yes, g5. g5 we can go bishop g3 simply. Then if knight comes here, then bishop will stay here, and then if knight captures bishop, pawn captures bishop, and we will get an open rook. Next we can play for a4, rook b1. Okay, he has played g4. g4 has been played with the idea of pushing this knight. Now this knight will have to move. What if we move it over here? If knight e5, knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, that wouldn't be very good. Can we play knight e1 and then rotate our knight over to this side of the board? How would that be? Or even let's play this. My opponent has 9 minutes 25 seconds approx, and I have got 8 minutes 26 seconds. We can play a4 next. a4, b5. Okay, his knight has attacked our bishop. If knight captures, G3, pawn takes G3, simple idea. This rook will open up. We can play A4 now. Okay, he wants to play this move, I guess. Now, one thing I can see that this square over here is weak because the knight can jump over here and then it can rotate over to this square. So let's see what we can do. If the knight jumps over here, the rook will attack the knight, and then over here. So what is the line? Knight g5. Always calculate the lines. Knight g6, rook g8, knight e5, knight takes e5, then bishop takes e5. That doesn't look very good. Let's play this move. But then his knight will simply go over here. We have other things to do. Like we can play this move, knight b3. Let's play this. Knight b3 is played with the intention of guarding this square over here, so that his knight can't come here if we play b5 in the future. What can our opponent play over here? He can play a developing move like bishop e7, bishop g7, rook in line with this pawn g8. Our opponent has many developing moves over here, and we have our plan of attack, which is again strengthening the pawn storm, playing b5, and then removing this knight from here. Okay, he has captured our bishop. Let's take back. Now, as you can see, our knight is very bad. One of the chess principles throughout this road of 1500, I'll be talking about several chess principles from which both of us can learn, me and my audience. The knight on the rim is dim. This is one of the sayings in chess. So this knight needs to be improved. How can we improve this knight? This knight needs to be rotated from this square over here to here. I think that would be better. Also, this pawn over here is a weakness. This is a backward pawn. Guys, what is a backward pawn? Basically, when the pawn structure is created, the last pawn which is supporting the pawn structure is called a backward pawn, which does not have a supporter of its own. Supporter of its own in the sense no other pawn is supporting it. This queen supporting it here doesn't change the fact that it is a backward pawn. Okay, he has played the bishop to d6 so that if we attack the rook over here, so this knight g6, rook g8, g, knight f4, bishop takes f4, and then we have to play something. Let's see what we can do. We can continue with our pawn storm over here, like this. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we can do. We can even target their pawn structure like playing h3, or even this move will do c4. Let's play c4 and see what happens. C4, pawn takes c4, queen takes c4, His bishop needs to move somewhere, otherwise in the next move we'll trap it over here, as all these squares are blocked. If he plays c6, then okay, I think he has blundered. No, he hasn't blundered, because if we play c5, then he will simply play um, this e4, and that will be problematic for us. But if we play c5 and he plays e4 and we move the queen somewhere, then his bishop is trapped simply because of all these squares are gone. Let's play this. Yeah, yeah. Let's go with the plan. His bishop is trapped, okay, so there's no need to worry. I think we can play our queen over to this square so that. Oh, wait, what just happened? So that we can in the future rotate over to this square. I think that would be good. Is that the best option? I'm just calculating a bit more. Yeah, I think so. Actually, I didn't play this move queen d2 so that our knight has this square to rotate over here and then go over other places. So this square I left for the knight empty, and we can continue our pawn march over here. This game is good for us right now. We haven't messed up anything. Okay, his bishop, he knew that it is trapped and it was time to do it up. So yes, we are up a piece. He has a knight, two rooks, a queen, and we have two knights, a queen and two rooks. Okay, we can capture this piece over here, pawn over here. So knight captures f5, knight captures f5. We have rook takes f5, and what else do we have? We can play this knight captures f5. Yeah, we can play that. So let's play that. Let's see what happens. That knight was a bad knight, and this is a better knight. So exchanging a good knight for a bad knight will be good for us. This is also one of the principles of chess. You should exchange your bad pieces for opponent's good pieces. Now his queen can't enter over here because our rook is controlling this square. Also next we can aim for this pawn. This is a weakness. This is a weakness. His position is very weak. We can play rook f8, rook f1 to double our rooks, and our knight over here can create an attack. All over everything is really very good for us. So let's double our rooks. If he plays rook f8, we can play rook takes f8, rook takes f8, then rook will take. Then that's simply bad for him. That's very bad for him. Next, if we play c6, then b takes c6, b takes c6. Yeah, but if we play c6, he can just play b6, and he will just close all the position. So let's play knight a5. Knight a5 is played. Also, we should not take this attack easily because they can open up this pawn structure, or we have double pawns over here. Double pawns in chess is very bad. Next we can play for c6. If he plays b6, then we can play knight b7 and followed up with queen a5 ideas, so that our queen can come over here. Okay, he has found a weakness over here, this, but now we can just play this move. If pawn takes, then it's better to take with the knight. So let's play. This pawn is weak over here. This is a weakness, we have to remember that. We can place a rook over here also. He's playing for h4 ideas. Okay, that's simple, which he did. Now what to do over here? This would be a good move, and then followed up with a5 to break this pawn structure completely. Okay, okay, that's what he did. If he captures, then we can capture. So I think we will play this move, break his pawn structure over here. We could have also played rook takes d5. That's a weakness he's having. Okay, he has played h4. h4 here is just with the intention of capturing our pawn over here. And now if we play a takes b6, he will play h takes um, h takes 3 over here, and that is a very deadly attacking opportunity he's having. So let's play something else, like thinking what to do. If we play over here, then if he captures with the queen, that's bad for him, because if he captures with the queen, we'll simply have this rook takes f8, rook takes f8, and we'll be winning. That's bad for him. That was a losing move from him. Okay, he has captured. Now we can capture. Now queen takes. Okay, that is not at all threatening, because simply we can, if he takes with this queen, we will capture this first. If he takes with this queen, and then we have better ideas. But still, for safety, I am just playing this move. If that move is necessary, I think this is a good move to play. Yeah. This blocks everything. This blocks the queen's path over to this pawn, queen's vision. Also, this pawn is protected over here. That's very good for us, and simply we are doing positionally better. He doesn't have any options. Next, we have, like, okay, okay, what to do about that? Simply, he will take with his queen. If we capture this rook, queen takes. What to do? What to do? I'm just confused. Very confused right now. Knight over here is just doing nothing. Let's see what to do. If we capture, queen takes, and then pawn takes. Queen will give a check over here, and then we will go inside. Queen will give a check. Man, that could be mate. So we have to be very careful. Let's capture over here. And then this check we have to avoid over here. He is having this check over here. Can play our queen over to e1. Queen e1 can be played. And now we can proceed with our plan of breaking this pawn structure over here. Now we just have to be careful, nothing else. This game is very easy to win from now on, but we just have to be a bit careful so that we don't blunder anything. This pawn over here is still weak, so he can attack this pawn. Next we are planning for this queen g4. Obviously after the queen moves from this rank, this row. Okay, we have got a good check. This check over here. What else can we do? He has only one move, and yeah, that's a mate. So yes guys, this was a very good game and we won the game. He made a lot of mistakes and we gained rating. Now my rating is 1283. So yeah guys, this was today's video. This was today's game. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next game. Thank you. And please don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you for your support. I am really enjoying it. Okay guys, bye.